Today we're taking on Jamie Oliver's hummus recipe. As an industry giant with decades of experience, Jamie's recipe has over 2 million views and counting. Not only is his recipe quick, easy and low in calories, it comes with a twist as well. With my black tahini, I'm going to make a black hummus to take Jamie's recipe head on. It's hummus versus hummus. Will I succeed or am I doomed to fail? As a dish that comes from the Middle East, hummus is a delicious dip made out of chickpeas and its popularity has been growing all around the world. Now before we begin, the recipes to the white tahini and black tahini that we'll be using today can be found in my tahini showdown video, which I'm going to link in the video description below. So let's start by making Jamie's hummus recipe so we can know what we're up against. Now the most interesting part of Jamie's recipe is that he actually has 2 different flavors of hummus. Now not only does he make a delicious white hummus, he makes a red pepper infused one as well. While Jamie's bell peppers are store-bought, I'm going to teach you how to make it at home so it's much cheaper. To start, let's prepare our bell peppers. So arm yourself with a pair of thongs and turn on your gas stove. We're going to place the bell peppers over the heat and let them char. Make sure you rotate the peppers so they can char nice and evenly. Now don't worry, we'll be removing the charred bits later on. This process helps to add a smoky, sweet taste to the capsicum, which is really delicious. Once your capsicums are nice and charred like this, place them into a bowl and cover it with a plate. By trapping the steam from the capsicums, it's going to be easier for us to remove the charred skin later on. Now after about 5 minutes, remove the plate and rub off the charred skin from the capsicums. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just try to remove as much of the burnt skin as you can. You also can use a knife to scrape off the burnt skin, just use whichever method you prefer. Once you're comfortable, cut the top off the capsicum and remove the seeds from the center. Next, give your capsicum a rough chop and place all your chopped pieces into a jar. Now fill the jar with some extra virgin olive oil and allow the capsicums to marinate. Now it's time to make the hummus. Here Jamie recommends using jarred chickpeas.
Kind of hunt out the jarred ones. They're going to give you the most amazing flavour and it's just going to be much better.
But because I can't find any jarred chickpeas and Jamie does say this,
okay, the ones in the tins are okay.
So I guess we can carry on. So let's place 2 cans of chickpeas that have been drained into a food processor, along with some salt and pepper to season. Now let's add the juice of 1 whole lemon, 1 tablespoon of tahini, 2 tablespoons of yogurt, and give everything a good blend. You can give the food processor a hand by scraping down the food that has been stuck to the sides so you can get a smooth hummus. Once you have reached your desired consistency, remove about 3/4 worth of the hummus from the food processor. With the remaining 1/4 of the hummus still in the food processor, let's add 5 to 6 slices of the marinated bell peppers we prepared earlier and give everything a good blend again. Once done, let's serve. If you want to serve it like Jamie, then place some white hummus onto your plate and you can create a well so you can place some red pepper hummus in the center. If you wanted to, you also can style your hummus by dragging your spoon from the outside of the rim into the center. Thereafter, when you pour your extra virgin olive oil, you'll get a very nice swirl of olive oil like this. Jamie Oliver's super quick hummus recipe, done! So here we have Jamie's hummus recipe, but let's break it down and see how we can take it on. Now let's take stock. I'm actually very surprised that Jamie's recipe doesn't have any garlic, olive oil or even cumin. As a garlic lover, I'm definitely adding garlic in my black hummus recipe. Separately, I actually think that you do lose a lot of flavor and texture when you don't add your olive oil. While Jamie did share that he didn't add the olive oil to keep the calories low, but I'm going to share with you my tip on how you can get the best of both worlds. As for cumin, this is actually typically added into hummus because the distinctive flavor and aroma that it adds really helps to bring all the flavors together. Last but not least, Jamie only adds about 1 tablespoon worth of tahini. I think we get up this amount so we can really emphasize on the sesame aroma. Now for my recipe, I'm going to use dried chickpeas, which has the best taste and texture, but you can always use the tin or the jarred ones if you want to. So soak your chickpeas with a generous amount of water and 1 teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate. Let it soak overnight or for at least 8 hours. Once done, discard the excess water and add your chickpeas into a pot with about 6 to 8 cups of water. Make sure there's at least about 1.5 to 2 inches worth of water above your chickpeas. Now add another teaspoon worth of baking soda and then bring the pot to a boil. In case you're wondering, the baking soda helps to loosen and release the skin that surrounds the chickpeas. Once your pot comes to a boil, reduce the heat to a simmer. If you see any foam forming along the way, just use your ladle to remove it. At the 45-minute mark, you can add some salt to your pot to season the chickpeas. You're going to want to start testing your chickpeas now. Once the chickpeas are soft enough to be pressed by your thumb without much resistance like this, you know you're done. So remove the pot from the heat and throw away the hot water, and refresh your chickpeas with a bowl of cold water. Now try your best to remove the chickpea skins that have been released by the chickpeas. You can use your ladle, you can use your hands, just try your best. Once done, try to add all your chickpeas to the food processor, unlike me, and add some salt and pepper to season. Now it's time for the black tahini. I'm actually adding about half a cup worth of black tahini. This is way more tahini than Jamie added, but if you actually like tahini, trust me, this works. And now we're going to add the juice of 2 whole lemons, 3 to 5 cloves of minced garlic, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. Now we're going to start blending everything together. Once you have formed a nice smooth paste, scrape everything down with a spatula. Next, we'll start blending the hummus once more, but this time we're going to alternate between 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and cold water. This way we can have the nice floral notes from the extra virgin olive oil without having too much calories. And there you have it, my black hummus recipe. Done! So here we have Jamie's hummus recipe and my black hummus recipe. Here's the moment you've been waiting for, the taste test. So let's try the normal hummus recipe at the bottom of the bowl first. So the flavor I'm getting really is mainly chickpeas. We did not have any garlic or olive oil. And we have very minimal tahini, lemon juice, and yogurt. So we don't really have a lot of flavors to play around with, so that's why I think the chickpeas is the predominant taste in the normal hummus. But let's try the red bell pepper hummus. So I prefer the red bell pepper hummus a lot more. I like the normal hummus where we taste mainly just the chickpeas. When we added the smoky and sweet bell peppers to make the red bell pepper hummus, there's a new element that's infused into the hummus. You definitely have brighter notes of flavor, and the bell peppers really lift up the whole experience for the hummus itself. Don't get me wrong, this is still a delicious hummus, but still, I would prefer if I had some garlic and extra virgin olive oil inside to help with the taste and the texture, and also increase the amount of tahini and the lemon juice inside to make it more addictive. Now let's try my black hummus. Okay, so the first thing as a garlic lover is I can taste the garlic that I've added in here and I'm very pleased with it. And this was something that was missing in Jamie's version of the recipe. Secondly, because we used the black tahini and the black tahini has nigella seeds, there is this savory, oniony taste that's present in the hummus which is really addictive. And because we did use extra virgin olive oil in the black hummus, there's more luscious and richer texture as well. And not to mention the more floral aroma from the extra virgin olive oil. And because we added cumin to the black hummus, the cumin actually works very well with the nigella seeds. There's a very earthy fragrance that's actually very nice on the palate. Now we did add a lot more tahini in this black hummus than the white hummus, and that also attributes for a more richer sesame aroma. And because we've added my black tahini, which in my opinion is a lot more nuttier, the final product for the black hummus here is a nuttier product as well. So there we have it, Jamie Oliver's hummus recipe against my black hummus recipe. Which one did you prefer? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video or if you learned something, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe and turn on your notifications. And don't forget to check out my other recipes here and here. That's all for me today. This is Ted Teo, signing off.